I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. Her arrest came following an investigation conducted by the Orange County Child Abuse Unit. 55-year-old Lavina Lockett of the town of Newburgh is facing felony charges involving the sexual abuse of a 12-year-old boy. Lockett's arrest came after a report was made to the child abuse hotline. Boy was identified as a relative, and the sexual abuse allegedly occurred in Lockett's home. She was being held on bail pending a court date next Monday. She's under indictment on manslaughter charges for the hit-and-run death of a Newburgh man back in January. Today, during a brief appearance in Orange County Court, Linda Ibrahim handed a note to Times Herald-Record reporter Heather Yankin. In it, she expressed her, quote, heartfelt condolences to the family and friends of Eric Getter, who she's accused of driving into and killing as he was walking to his job in New Windsor. At her arraignment, Getter's family members had openly questioned her sincerity, saying she'd seemed unaffected by the charges against her. Ibrahim remains free on bond. Meantime, state police continue their investigation into another fatal hit and run in our area. This one happened back on August 26th. 86-year-old Donald Wester went to pick up his mail along County Route 1 in Westtown. He was struck and killed by a driver who sped off without stopping. Now, more than 6 months later, state police continue to work the case in hopes of getting a solid lead. No one witnessed the incident, but senior investigator Patrick Bia says a video recorded nearby, along with accounts from drivers who passed through moments later, leads them to believe the vehicle is a 2008 to 2013 Silver Dodge Caravan or Chrysler Town & Country minivan.
We did recover the housing for the passenger side mirror and the actual mirror itself. That's an important piece of debris because someone in the public might recall that maybe they had a neighbor or a coworker who around that time, again this would be August 26th, maybe they had a silver minivan and suddenly was damaged, or maybe it disappeared from view for a few days while it was being repaired. And that's why we're reaching out to the public. Maybe they remember, hey, yeah, I do know this person that had to get their van fixed, and give us a call. Donald Wester was a World War II veteran. He was a father and a grandfather, and I'm very troubled by this case because he was left to die on the side of the road all alone. So we're still actively investigating this, and I'm pretty optimistic that we will solve it.
Investigator Bia says what's hindered the case is the use of County Route 1 by commuters heading into the New York metro area. That has meant the need to expand the search of repair shops. New York State Crime Stoppers is offering a cash reward of up to $2,500 for information that directly leads to the arrest and conviction of the person responsible. Their phone number is 1-866-313-TIPS. And you can also contact state police at 845-344-5300. An investigator with the Ulster County SPCA says it was one of the worst cases of animal neglect he's seen. Adam Saunders was referring to the discovery of 42 cats living in deplorable conditions at a residence on Braden Road in the town of Wawarsing. As a result, charges of animal neglect have been filed against 85-year-old Helen DeChambeau and her 60-year-old daughter Joan Radenoff. SPCA officials say the emaciated cats that were being hoarded were living in filth and suffer from neurological disorders, respiratory infections, and eye scarring. This was not the SPCA's first visit to the residence. The women faced similar charges when 37 cats were removed from the home in 2009. Rob Astorino ended all the speculation earlier today. The Republican Westchester County executive formally declaring his candidacy for governor. Astorino made the announcement on his website. He has long been rumored as a potential challenger to Governor Andrew Cuomo come this November. Astorino said he decided to run because, quote, I'm tired of listening to the fairy tale that everything's great when it's just the opposite, end quote. Astorino says the state's high taxes and business climate will be major issues in his campaign. Elsewhere, an Ulster County grand jury's found sufficient evidence to indict an Ellenville paramedic for stealing from homes where he had responded to medical emergencies. 48-year-old German Lobatin of Spring Glen was indicted on charges of grand larceny, criminal possession of stolen property, and weapons possession stemming from his arrest last October. Police say after someone was taken to the hospital, Lobaton would return to that home and steal property, including weapons, jewelry, electronics, and cash. He's being held in Ulster County Jail on $50,000 bail. A man well known to police in Monticello is back in trouble with the law. 38-year-old John Haig was charged with the felonies of menacing and criminal possession of a weapon after police say he slammed the head of a 17-year-old girl into a wall and then threatened her with a knife. Haig had been on probation for a prior menacing conviction in 2011. In that incident, Haig had threatened Monticello police officers with a knife during another disturbance at the Evergreen Drive housing complex. It's some good economic news for Middletown city leaders. The former Clemson factory building on Cottage Street is being bought for the purpose of turning it into a restaurant and microbrewery. The buyers, Keenan Porter and Tony Tello, will initially put higher-end apartments in the building, then later open up the microbrewery and restaurant. City acquired the former factory building several years ago for unpaid taxes. Tello's family knows something about the restaurant business. They own the El Bandito Mexican restaurant in the nearby town of Wallkill. And lines stretched outside the door at the more than 1,500 I-Hop restaurant locations Tuesday, which, in case you didn't know it, was National Pancake Day. Since 2006, I-Hop has been providing a free short stack of pancakes to customers as a way to celebrate on that day. At the Middletown I-Hop, Rebecca Walker and other Minisink Valley High School students showed up late in the afternoon to enjoy free pancakes and to continue a tradition.
Usually we go in the morning, we skip school and go get free pancakes for breakfast, but this time she had a test and I had an audition, so we came after school.
During their visit, customers were encouraged to donate to charities, including the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Since 2006, I-Hop has raised $13 million to support charities in their communities. Temperatures will warm up a little in the days ahead, but first we're headed for another very cold night. After an overnight of single digits and below zero wind chills, tomorrow will be mostly cloudy with the highs around 30 degrees. Friday will be partly sunny and a bit milder, with temperatures reaching the low 40s. You'll keep in touch with what's happening wherever news breaks when you click right here at Record Online. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.